Hi! So we're back with another match ramble, and we got a recent match ramble. Today we have got a match from good old Lucha Libre Mexico. We have got a match from the CMLL show Martes Populares. Great accent. And Ring of Honor Global Wars Mexico. Pardon me, it is Máscara Dorada! Yes! Versus Bandido for the ROH World Championship. Now, this match is pure and simply athleticism at its peak for wrestling, and I mean, what else do you expect between these two? It's phenomenal. It's, I mean, the thing is, what drags this match down is the crowd. It does, and I love a Mexican crowd. When it's on it's one of the best in the world, especially in Arena Mexico. No, it's very split. They don't really know who to back. Like, I thought at first it was like, are they split? But maybe it was the audio mixing with the commentary, because you can hear Riccaboni fine. No, I feel like the crowd just wasn't into it for whatever reason. I don't know why. The card might have been stacked and it might have just been tired. I don't know. Point is, what do you expect from Dorada and Bandido? You know what I mean? Like, bro, the shit they just do, the crowd, like, it's just normal, but to us, it's abnormal. It genuinely is like two superheroes. It's insane. It's a lot of respect shown. Obviously, they shake hands before. You know, there's a point where Bandido, like, they don't even, you know, where they do the tap and, like, spot. Okada does it great, especially Kevin Knight in on the weekend on Collision. But they do that, but it's genuinely respect. A lot of times, Bandido could go for the win, and he does the gun underneath Dorada's chin. But he doesn't follow through with it, obviously, out of respect. Now, I mean, to me, I think Bandido went out of his way to make Dorada look the shit. And don't get me wrong, anyone can make Dorada look the shit because the man is the shit. But Jesus, you all know how much I love Dorada. Oh my God. It's, bro, the shit he just stands on people, the flips he does, the tornadoes, the momentum. Dorada doesn't drop momentum. That's what I feel like I've realised. He doesn't drop momentum at all. He'll do a run, he'll do a lariat, he'll do a leap. Whatever the fuck, it doesn't slow him down. It really doesn't. The counters, the kicks. He's not a very big striker. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big striker. I've come off this watching a fucking Shibata match. You know what I mean? Like, the last match I watched was Shibata, so it's like, of course. But Jesus, like, it's such a great example of Lucha Libre. It's so silky. It's so smooth. There's so much pure, raw athleticism that it's so hard to just kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. It's impeccable athleticism from a wrestler. Like, you know, even if you talk about, not even just from the high-flying moves, just pure, the chemistry between two. I think, genuinely, Lucha Libre highlights, for me, one of the most important things in all of wrestling in terms of what makes a good match, and it is chemistry between the two performers, and this is one of the heights of it. Bandido's a very different wrestler to what CMLL is, and like what Dorada is essentially, but what, you know, CMLL is supposed to be, because he's not a CMLL wrestler. He had the chance to, he put it over on commentary, and he didn't, which is based as hell. But he goes, well, Dorada and Bandido, the main difference is Bandido's very much a guy built on his entire thing is a bit more showboaty, which is wild to say, but he's also very much about pure strength. And not that Dorada isn't. There's a spot that Dorada does that's just insane strength, especially in the core. Like, I'm pointing at mine, like I've got one. But he goes, like, but Dorada's much more of an athleticism. He's just, Dorada feels, I've spoken for my love of Máscara Dorada many a time, and I forever will. He's one of my favourite wrestlers in the world. Possibly, currently, probably the. And I adore him every time I see him. And how I describe Dorada's style is just one of bewilderment. Dorada's entire style, and like what your perception of him is, make you to go, what the fuck? How is a man, a mere human, just done that shit? And that's what you want. That's what you want from this type of wrestling, but wrestling in general. I mean, what I love about Dorada, in terms of his entire, like, overall moveset, is he blends it so well. He has these moments where, the weakness because of the selling makes it, obviously, luchadors' selling is just 10 out of 10s most of the time, and these two are some of the best luchadors in the world. And they just get it. They just pure get it. It's pure core wrestling at the time. I watched the Legends show recently the this year's 2026 CMLL Legends show. El Santo, it wasn't El Santo. I think it was I forget who it was. I think it was El. Point is, I watched the retirement show of Lucha Libre, and even then, it's very much like that entire show was very much based on this is the core of wrestling as a whole, and this match really exudes it. It's a shame the crowd went into it. I feel like if you give the crowd another chance, or like you give this crowd this match again, they'd be all for it, especially in Arena Mexico. But it's just, as a match, I mean, it's pure. For me, you're watching it with Dorado going, Jesus wept. How is this man still doing it? And what I love about Bandido in the match, he definitely takes a back seat compared to Dorado, but they don't like outshine each other. I have a preference, but I love Bandido, don't get me wrong, but I think Dorado's my guy. Obviously, there's just an affinity there. And the good spot is when they're doing the slaps to each other. And bear in mind, they're not like, compared to, like, again, this is probably the highest bar ever. It's not like a Shibata. It's not like a Brian. You know what I mean? It's never going to be. But, like, they're doing this spot, and I love how they're both standing up, and they go, fuck it, even though they got respect to each other, go, let's go to the hardest part of the ring, and go on the apron. And they start doing it, and then they run up and do the kicks to each other, and then they do a double kick. They both land. I love that. It's just, there's a different type of energy with this. It really is. It really is a different type of energy. What I do like is, as a whole with this match, is that they don't let, like, they're trying to pump the crowd up consistently, you know, as you expect, but they really don't care. I feel like that's what I like about this, what I care for. It's not a match that really concerns itself with the crowd. Don't get me wrong, I think they obviously wanted the crowd, again, they're cheering for it, but it's like, they're not begging for it because they know. And what I do like is, when they have the chance, they still do some spots, and the crowd are like, oh, you know, obviously, you know, very basic shit, like Bandido's about to do a splash, he does the thingy. Dorado does these not even 450s, bro, they're just fucking wild how high he gets, it's insane. One of my favourite spots was, I thought this was excellent, so Bandido has him in this, like, weird pin. I don't even think, it was like, I think it was off a 21 plex, and he try and, like, you know, get each other, and he's wrapping him, and Dorado's, like, he's got him in a pin, where Dorado's back's on the floor, and Dorado's pin goes up off his head, and then it's like, what? And then, like, then Dorado's, like, getting, like, basically, like, Bandido looks like he's about powerbomb, but he's not, obviously, he's just trying to get the pin. And Dorado lifts himself up like a crunch, and looks Bandido in the eye, and Bandido forces him back down, and Dorado keeps doing it. It's like, oh my god. Dorado gets to the point where he gets up, stands on Bandido, and pushes to the rope. Like, bro, like, that's insane. That's fucking nuts. Like, that's inhuman. That's inhuman. I love a strong style, hitting, striking match, but you cannot deny this raw athleticism. You can't. That's what I adore Lucha Libre for. Another moment is when they're both outside the ring going towards the ramp. Well, they're on the ramp going towards the steps of Arena Mexico. They're both striking each other, doing the kicks. And Bandido gets back in the ring. And Dorado drags Bandido back to the ring so they don't get counted out. Then Dorado randomly walks back to the ramp, and everyone's like, what the fuck? And Dorado just goes, fuck out of here, sprints, and just does a perfect dive through the ring to land on the pin. It's impeccable. The guy's precision, the guy's athleticism is just out of this world. It really is. I thought I'd be reacting more like, oh my god, it's beyond that to me. It really is. Like, there's not a lot of words I could describe. It's not the most... It's not the match where, like, you compare it to, like, something like, I don't know, like let's look at MJF versus Hangman. Again, completely different situation with the Stip, with the Texas Death. But that match is very much designed to be like, oh, this spot happened, this spot happened, this spot happened. No, this one's not, because it's very smooth. It has this great sort of, not even transition, just this great sort of flow of itself, because they design it like that. They both just have this, again, perfect chemistry that it just is incredible. It's just art. This one of those matches where you're like, this is an art. And it is. And from a pure human art, like human athleticism standpoint, yet again, it's just, it just gets you. Like, the crowd do not help it. Please make that aware. If you ever do watch this match, the crowd do not help this match. Honestly, you'd probably be better watching it on the mute. You probably would. But Jesus, the match is pure athleticism. Incredible. Incredible. The finish, Bandido gets a 21 plex, gets the pin. The crowd cheer. Bandido retains. I'm kind of underselling this. You know me. If you watch my shit, you know Dorado, my directions for Dorado. You know, I go fucking nuts. I just watch it. beyond it. It's the crowd doesn't help it. Again, it doesn't. But the raw athleticism, if it doesn't at least interest you or impress you, to me, you're beyond saving. Beyond saving. This is the sport that, well, entertainment, whatever, I fucking adore. And it's not the epitome, because I've seen better matches, obviously, but Jesus, it's a great example of the pure athleticism aspect, and that's what I really appreciated. I hope we run it. They obviously ran it back in AEW, which was great, but I hope they run it back with an Arena Mexico that's actually into the fucking match. But the crowd, even, like, there's a guy who looks at it and it's like, they have a few crowd shots and they're looking at him like, and it's like, yeah, you're me. You're me, bro. But could you imagine me on camera there? I'd be fucking taking my shirt off, seeing the tits and shit. Oh, fuck that. Bro, what a match. If you've not watched it, it is definitely Waves Time. It's on YouTube for free under the Global Wars. On YouTube, on Ring of Honor's YouTube, or just AEW's YouTube. That's how I watched it. Impeccable. It's just a pure masterstroke of pure athleticism yet again. Dorada's the best wrestler in the goddamn world, and Bandido is too. Every luchador, every one of the mask is fucking very, very good. So yeah, that's me kind of just rambling about Dorada versus Bandido for the Ring of Honor belt at CMLL show, but also Ring of Honor Global Wars. I kind of don't sound as excited. I don't know why. I am a bit sick, but also, you know, like, do I have to scream and shout? You know what I mean? Just watch it. It's an impeccable match, and let me know what the matches for you'd like me to ramble about too, because it's some good shit out of there.